And we are live on the Fanboy. I mean, on Rogue Planet. I'm on too many shows.
Are you gonna do your intro?
Well, remember, I'm going to do the countdown.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I love that thing.
Oh yeah, totally. Let's activate this thing. Mayday! Come in! If anyone can hear me, my starship has been pulled into the anomaly. I find myself in a strange new world. It is a world with no sun, no stars. It is a world of anime. Comics. Here we go! Gaming. Movie. This world is the Rogue Planets. With your host, the Fat Mantis HD. Hello and welcome to Rogue Planet. I am here in honor of the amazing return of the Mandalorian. I'm here with my special guest, Baby Yoda. What's going on, Baby Yoda?
I feel majorly disrespected.
Wait a minute. You're not Baby Yoda.
Oh yeah, this is what Baby Yoda sounds like if you drink in the morning. What's up, man?
It's my buddy from Fanboy Modeling School. What up? Hold up TV.
What's going on, bro? What's going on? What's going on?
I am living that dream right now. I'm so happy to have Mando back in our lives.
Yes.
You know,
the world is right again. The world is right again.
It absolutely is right. And so let me ask you, how have you been feeling? What has it been? 2 years or something?
Yeah, so I've been feeling pretty without, man, since we watched the season finale of Mandalorian, season 2, and we were watching, Luke come back. It was a great cut. It was a great.
I was
scene.
one of those jerk offs that like cried, that had like tears in his eyes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. At least you didn't get ridiculed for crying by someone who worked at Disney. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the standard when it comes.
That is the standard. That's why he'll always be a hero. Matt Cat, welcome in. He says, "Hail, save! This is the way." Oh yeah,
this is the
way. We got
way.
Princess Bex. We got Rogue Radio up in here. Holla at your boy.
Banana in the building.
Dragon Lady, Hannah Banana HD. Oh my God, coming live from Philadelphia. Love it.
That's right.
Who else we got? We got Rebuke. And who else we got? I guess that might be it. Whatever. Fuck the haters. No, I'm kidding. It's okay if you show up to stream late. However, in a couple of minutes, we are going to be putting on this episode. Do you have any predictions?
No, I don't have any predictions. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the ride. What about you?
I love it how you're against predictions. I think what it is you're scared of being wrong.
No, it's not about being wrong or being scared to be wrong. It's simply about not forcing what I want the story to be onto the story. So I'm just going to sit back and let the great people who get paid to tell me stories. You don't stand up in church and go, "Dear pastor, you're not one of those people, are you?"
I am. I do that to my pastor all the time. She's a little simp. She does a sermon. She's usually wrong. I stand up and I was like, I'd like to correct her.
Okay.
I was like, you have to excuse her. She's a woman. I kid.
We're talking big thoughts here. she's struggling to keep up. Gotcha.
Right. No, honestly, I love theory crafting only because it's like a way of writing and storytelling and all this stuff.
Okay.
I gotta say it's true. And as Matt said, that Luke scene was the best, iconic, epic, yes. All the words. Hell friggin' yes. Does Mantis sound a little muffled to anyone else? Do I sound muffled?
No, not to me. Pretty crisp and clear.
Dragon Lady says a little.
Oh no.
What is happening? Rogue Radio says I had fanboy modeling skull withdrawals because I missed the last one. Rogue Planet will do. That's why I'm having hold up on here.
Hey, the do-over, the great do-over.
And this is the great do-over. And this is also a reminder, remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, keep tuning in to Voice of the Fat Mantis, but also check out the Hold Up TV and, of course, Fight Juice Online.
Fight Juice, we be drinking.
So I am feeling a little muffled. I'm going to turn the music down so that we can just keep it incredibly real. So for those of
Okay.
you who don't know how a watch along works, we're gonna watch The Mandalorian season 3, episode 1. You're not going to be able to even hear what we're watching, but
No.
you'll be able to hear us. We'll have a conversation and hang out while we're watching this episode, and at the end, we all get to bug out, speculate, say what we liked, that sort of thing.
But we do
So
invite you to watch along. This is
yes,
the way, Courtney says. Shaolin Iceboxer and a hizzy.
Shaolin, what up, brother? How are you? Beck says, I think he was just eating his mic. Whatever. She's been a streamer for 2 minutes, and she thinks she can tell me what
Pause. Deep in your mouth, the mic.
I'm eating. Like, is this the first time you guys are watching? Yes. Okay. Let's be real.
It's not the first time I'm watching it. I watched it this morning.
I can't believe you went all day without even mentioning what happened. So
I know I didn't want to ruin it for you,
you're
man.
trying to play me. You're trying to play me. Pretend like you were being honest. No, I actually resisted watching it. I was just like, I'm gonna save it for the watch along.
Yeah, I tried to, but then when I was laying there, I got my kids ready for school. Everyone dipped out the house, and I'm sitting there trying to watch something like Law and Order to keep myself occupied. I was like, this is not the way. I just gave in.
Not when Mandalorian is there, you know?
Yeah, no. It's like looking. Never mind. I was about to go be real misogynist. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage. What about you? What predictions do you have?
Season overall, I think Mando's finally going to have it out with what's her face, Bo-Katan.
Okay.
I think that like these rumors. I mean, obviously, every character in the world of Star Wars, they claim to be giving a show, and there was this rumor that they were giving Bo-Katan a show.
Okay.
And I honestly think that was a false plant because
Yeah.
I think she's gonna meet her end this
Really?
season. I think she'll be the big bad, and I think he will end her.
Really? You think she's gonna turn desperate? Well, it wasn't like she wasn't a villain before. People seem to forget that.
I cannot this happens all the time. When a character becomes cool, people love it when they go anti-hero. But
Right.
remember, her literal first episode we see her in the Clone Wars, she's massacring a village of peaceful people with her Mandalorian tribe.
Yeah, and she betrayed her sister, which led to her sister's assassination.
Absolutely. She's bad in every way. And then somehow in Rebels, they're like, but she's cool, so we like her.
Right.
It's just like when the X-Men are like, there's good in Magneto. I'm like, he murders people left and right. What are you talking about?
I mean, even when he went out this last, but forget that. You know what the crazy thing is about that character? She's so the typical passe propped up leader, right? Like, did you really think that nothing bad was going to happen by accepting the dark saber instead of fighting for it? Like, she could have killed that little Mandalorian woman very easily and taken the sword, but she allowed it to be bequeathed to her. And I love that Moff Gideon called her on that at the end of season 2.
Oh, I love. You know why? Because actually throughout season 2, people kept saying that there was like a canonical problem. They were like,
Yeah.
but in Rebels, she has the dark saber. I don't understand what's going on. This makes no sense. How does he have it? And then it's explained that he was like, you just be like getting it as a gift, made a curse on your people, made a curse on the thing, and that's why you lost it again.
Yeah. Did they actually explain how he got it? Did he take it from her? They never really get into it, how she lost it.
No, I don't think they do. Maybe they will this season. Maybe they'll be flashbacks or something. Matt says, Mantis, well, then you are in for a treat. Okay. Steve, I did the exact same thing. After all the kids and wife dipped, I watched Mando. Guys, I have done that multiple times, particularly for certain watch-alongs. I can't resist, and I was like, I'll watch it before the guys get here. And then I pretend to be surprised that Luke Skywalker's on the screen.
Like, oh my goodness, what a dog. What did Bo-Katan has given me villain vibes since she first debuted in live action. Absolutely. She seems like a desperate woman, doesn't she?
But I love this whole idea of uniting the Mandalorian tribes. I can't stand people who, if you love Baby Yoda, if Baby Yoda is your thing, that's cool. But I can't stand people who are all like, think the show is just about Baby Yoda. And when Baby Yoda left him, people thought that the Mandalorian would be canceled because they're like, well, there's no more story. I'm like, there's a ton of story. What are you talking about? We have all this Mandalorian stuff to do.
There's so much story, dude. You know what it was? Too many people bought into the narrative that Pedro Pascal had walked off the set, so it was easy to believe that the show was coming to an end with the conclusion
Because
of
they were believing
Baby
YouTuber
Grogu.
X's lies.
Matt says, "Did you watch YouTuber X's review?"
I did not. I didn't watch any review. I don't have any spoilers. I don't know what's going on. I didn't want. I wonder if she does she talk about that again? Her disgrace.
I don't know. I didn't watch any reviews. That I wanted to come cold in. I didn't want to come, filled with bias from other people reporting on it. I wanted to get the fresh experience. But I'm sure she said something crazy. What did she say, Matt? Did she say something
No,
crazy?
don't say what she said.
Oh, don't say what she said, Matt. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself.
No, give it to yourself. Too many people equals
YouTuber X. Yep.
Yeah. She is such a fair weather fan. Yes, she really is, and like that's she's a fair weather fan of like a lot of things, and like I forget what it was, but she was like in a Q&A the other day, and somebody had mentioned some superheroes. They were like, "What do you think of blah blah blah?" And she said, "Blah blah blah," and she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "You don't even read the damn comic, yet you're reporting on it on YouTube. Thank you." Thank you. She didn't even do a thorough scan of Wikipedia, but this episode is not about shitting on that person.
No.
We can let her live in her vile, filthy hellhole that she lives in while we watch this episode.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Any fan predictions from anyone that has not watched it in the chat and wants to share anything?
I believe that walking off the set rumor 100%. I don't think it's been substantiated by anything.
Yes.
Considering that season 2 was completed completely with him, and there isn't even a bump in the plot or road.
He walked off the set when they were done filming. When they wrapped, he's like,
and that he did at least 2 episodes with his helmet off.
Yeah,
the supposed fight was about him taking his helmet off. Okay, I don't follow Star Wars, but is Baby Yoda always a baby, or does he grow up? Well, since his people live for like over 1,000 years, even though he's 50 years old, that's still baby years for them.
Yeah.
So when I don't even know if Mando can live to see adult Grogu, right?
That would be crazy, but a great way to end the show. Like a very old and withered Mando looking at a smaller version of his armor, walking away from his deathbed. That would be so adorable.
Oh, he has to be the king of he has to be the Mandalore. So he's like an old man on his throne. He's like, my son.
See, that's the thing, though, right? I mean, I guess we have to see what they do beyond the new trilogy. I just don't see how that can be. I'm okay with him becoming the Mandalore, but how does that reconcile with Sidious coming back and then having godlike powers and shooting 50 Star Cruisers out of the sky?
Oh, right. Well, you know what he could do?
Right.
He could pull a Jewish move and bring his people on an exodus. He could be like, we're leaving known space because you people are animals.
That's true. Good point.
And that could explain why they can't fight Sidious, or they don't defend the galaxy from Sidious. I won't tell you about her review, but she talks about stuff that's very Star Wars, and she doesn't even know what it was. Okay. No, they were not done with that season. You all need to go back and watch it. I watched her entire coverage.
Yeah, I have to.
Watching Mando, and we reviewed it over and over again. And I watched her words carefully because I used to be a defender of her back then. And I actually remember Steve when finally the finale dropped, and Steve was like, "Well, what do you have to say about your girl?" And nothing coming true about everything she said. And I was like, and I remember that was the moment that I was like, I can't deal with this chick anymore. I tried to defend her and I couldn't find the words. I was like, well, the thing is, there's a lot of pressure and scooping is really hard and verbal diarrhea because that's what it is. And that's what we see YouTubers do all the time when they're defending some silly point or they're trying to stick to their guns. You can usually see through it, and I feel like Steve could see through me.
It wasn't that I was saying through you, man. It's just like every once in a while you get something wrong, right? We all get something wrong, a scoop and all that stuff. And it's just like all you got to do is say alleged reports or reports, right? Just don't take ownership and like die on that hill. But that's her choice, man. And just like it's going to be our choice to enjoy this and watch it with people. I think Mandalorian is still the best thing happening for Star Wars right now. Period.
I
Point blank.
absolutely do. I absolutely do. By far, not just Star Wars. Everything. It's the best thing for Disney Plus.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Shaolin says, "I want some story on Tar Vizsla, and they need to get on that ASAP." I absolutely agree.
Yes. I agree
But
with that.
are you ready to do this?
I'm ready to do it.
So, people in the chat, it's cool if you hang out. You don't have to leave just because we're watching. And feel free to keep commenting. We're going to keep reading the chat and hanging out with you guys. If you are watching, I'm going to give the word, and that is when you hit the play button. Make sure mine's starting from the very beginning. I'm on 000. Okay. You ready?
I'm on 000. Let's do it.
Okay, guys. And I am hitting the play button in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Love this dude.
Yeah.
Why did he say yes? What a simp.
That's
I'd
because
be like, nah, yo.
he's an honorable man.
Yeah. I've been unworthy. By the way, that episode was amazing of Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, that was great. From now on, I'm going to tell people the only way you can be redeemed is in the living waters of Typhoon Online.
Yes, absolutely. This is the way. Welcome in, RM.
Changed up the opening a little bit there.
Yeah. I think they add helmets depending on the episodes, which I think is pretty clever, actually. It's so cinematic. Ooh.
I love the armor.
Yeah, she's amazing, and I'm so glad they kept her in play. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Shaolin says bathe in the waters of Lake
Minnetonka. It's the only way you could be redeemed. You think there's any chance she'll end up being a villain? Like
Who?
a true villain? The armor.
No, I think the armor is going to be standing with him side by side when he has to fight your girl. Or she can go fanatical. You know, it's very likely.
Well, I honestly think one of the points of this whole thing is like there's no one true Mandalorian way. There's multiple ways to be a Mandalorian.
Oh, don't you sound like a progressive? Every way gets you to the finish line.
There's no one true way. We're all, oh my God, look at this. I hope that's a Baby Yoda helmet. Oh. Yo, is that a young Adam Driver? Does that kid look like he's Adam Driver?
He does. He does. He absolutely does. They replenished their ranks quick, huh?
Is this a flashback or is this now? Well, you don't tell me.
This is how we do it in my house. And now you get your purpose. This-
I really hope this is honorable and not some fucked up shit where it's just like, is that a mythosaur? Because it was like the legend that the first Mandalore tamed a mythosaur.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. To the sky.
Yeah, right. Somebody online, the people online were like, "This episode was boring." What the hell? Oh, yeah, that was a great shot. No, don't lasso it. Don't be stupid. It's gonna drag you into the ocean.
And this is what it would be like to play League of Legends with Mantis. Tank on him, tank on him. Oh, death roll. Yeah, they're at a severe disadvantage in the water fight, huh?
Yeah, you fire from dry ground, man. Oh, this guy. Of course, miss, I don't use firearms, but I kill everything with my hammer. Yo, you have to fight, bro. That's what this is about. Yeah, that's what's up. So it's not a flashback.
Meat for days.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna let an apostate do that? They're like, have you redeemed yourself? Get the fuck out. Lake Placid Star Wars edition.
That was a pretty cold opening, huh?
That was awesome.
Yeah.
A new thing for Grogu to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grogu, the back alley abortionist who eats creatures' babies.
He's like, I just can't stop eating them. They're so tasty. Aren't I cute?
Shallon says, I think the armor will stay an ally, but for a while, for sure, I thought she was going to flip.
Music is great.
Yeah.
Best answer response to anything. This is the way.
This is the way. And anytime this show is inactive, like at new episodes, everyone across the board on planet Earth are saying this is the way to everything.
Yes.
Like you go to your office and people are like, "This is the
This is
way."
the way.
Did you talk to HR? This is the way. Aw. That would be amazing. Just a piece of glass is between you and hyperspace.
Yeah, I know. The best type of glass, hopefully.
Yeah. Some quality shit. Oh.
It's the freaking things.
Oh my god. They're gonna go there.
Mhm.
They're gonna go there. They are foreshadowing an eventual fight with that thing.
No, that's a clear Easter egg for something else, but you don't like this property. So
Rebels. I know that. I
yeah,
know
yeah.
that whole thing from Rebels. But I'm saying I feel like it is both an Easter egg, but I think that like it could be
A thing.
for like later on in the season. They might have to like deal with these things. Yes, foreshadowing. There's Shaolin ice boxer, the English teacher, telling us the right words. I think the fighter is cool, but I do like.
You miss his old ship?
Yeah. Like he sleeps in the cockpit. That's savage.
Look at the murderous intent in Grogu's eyes. He's like, "I'll eat you all."
He is thinking that.
It's like, that bird, that fish man.
The fish. Oh, Mon Calamari goes over good. Oh, those guys. That sounded like the chick from Fleabag.
Never seen it.
You know the actress I'm talking about, right? Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Oh, gotcha. Yes.
Because I know she does Star Wars stuff. And oh, that's right, the statue. That's why they flash back to that. Thank God we aren't on a goddamn desert planet, just Shaolin. I love it. He's a pimp. He's a space pimp. I'm telling you, if I ever had a bit of power, even in the real world, I would dress like him. I just have elaborate robes and necklaces and crowns and stuff. I'm like, hello, my old friend. And you're like, you're just the assistant manager. Man, just come.
Yeah, whatever you named your kid.
He's like, I can't keep track of all your kids' names.
Shanlin says my man got the Coming to America treatment.
Yeah, yes, I would love that. Yo, those the necklaces they had were the coolest thing in the world. Furry hats.
Shout out Carl Weathers, man. Who they just brought him back. I
I
love it.
love it, right? Super respect for that. The entire cast, like
Yeah.
Gina Carano and like all that other stuff, like they
You
put
mean
together
she
a
who
good
shall
cast.
not be named?
I will always name her because I love her. Oh, he's got droids carrying the end
Yeah,
of his
that's
robes. Shaolin pointed that out. I didn't. If he didn't say it, I wouldn't notice that.
oh boy. It's getting tense.
This is super tense.
Yeah, it is. The
Because
people
does
run.
he still have it? Does he still have it? I'm not sure.
He's got it.
I would have ended him. I
Oh,
can't. Oh, there we go. That's more like it. RM says somehow Cara Dune went away. Apparently, they're going to mention her in this episode. That's what everyone's been talking about.
yeah. Mm.
You realize they could still make a show for her
They could,
if she's special
but
forces.
what do you think? James Gunn came back. Will she come back?
I think it's possible.
RM's letting you know that you missed that they referenced her.
Well, I just heard them say it. Then
Okay.
yeah, they just said that. That's when I said they could bring her back because when he said she went special forces,
Yeah.
like her show was going to be called Rangers of the New Republic. So yeah, they could theoretically still do it. And I think people are like, in hindsight, realize that she didn't do anything.
Yeah, but they got to get past the Kathleen Kennedy controversy stuff first.
I think Kathleen Kennedy's short for this world, and when she's gone, things will change. What? They're gonna try to bring him back. Oh, you know how I hate resurrections.
Is that why you stay in the house on Easter? You're like, no, no, no.
No, my argument is only Jesus can resurrect. Fuck the Dark Phoenix. Fuck all this shit. Elvis. Any of these guys. No one comes back.
Why aren't droids backed up to the cloud? It's a good point. It's a good point.
No, but would you want your droid's mind on the cloud
Yeah, man.
for anyone to get if they were to hack it?
Oh, only idiots get hacked on the cloud.
You know I don't use the cloud, right?
Yes, you do. We share
Well,
a Google
no, right. Obviously, things that are like you have to use the drive for, but like, oh, this is cool. That's why you don't resurrect shit.
It's freaking crazy, right?
That was awesome. I was not expecting that. Yeah, give that up. Oh, come on. Just let him die. Oh, I know who these guys. The Babu Fricks. Babu Freak. This is unreal.
This is the way. This is Star Wars right here, bro.
True Star Wars, yo. Because they're referencing another part of Star Wars and they're being cute but also being cool, you know?
The book.
These guys are Geek Squad. You do realize this?
Yeah.
There's Zach.
Well, you can't say any names on the internet.
Yeah, why is he obsessed with this droid? Just get a new one.
I love these dudes.
These guys are dope. This is Geek Squad.
Bad baby. Didn't you think Grogu was gonna eat him for a second? That would have been amazing. They pan
That
over,
would've-
he's just chomping on one of them.
RM says Babu Frick, the best thing about Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
And then she says, broke. It broke. And they're called Unzellans.
That's the only droid he trusts. Amen. True point. Good point. Good point.
That's true. He does hate droids. Does he still trust them even though he literally tried to kill him just now?
Well,
a
yeah,
second
it's
ago?
just like programming, you know? It's got to fix that.
Hey, Laney.
It looks quite roomy in there for its size, though, right?
Oh, these dudes. Yeah, Laney, we're watching Mandalorian.
This is very Star Wars right here.
Oh, this is amazing. This is something that both Obi-Wan and Boba Fett failed to do. Have space battles.
Absolutely.
Because you gotta have space battles in Star Wars proper, right?
Bro, looking at this and then thinking back to the Obi-Wan show, I feel like the Obi-Wan budget, where did the money go?
Didn't it seem like it was a CW show?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if Mandalorian can do this, it's definitely the budget for Obi-Wan can do this.
Yes.
Oh, look, I like how the weird aliens in.
And here you go, showing you what they should have done with Boba Fett. Here we get to see our hero be a badass right here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's the thing I never understood, why they didn't allow Boba Fett to be villainous or killing people or do what he has to do, but they let Mando do it all the time. He literally used the Darksaber to cut a man in half in a butcher shop.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Laney, this is called a watch along. You're supposed to be watching at home, and we're all watching together. We can't screen share this because it's copyright. Ooh, got him. Oh, he fell for that nicely. Laney says they dumb down Boba so much. Absolutely. Oh, that's going to be a reoccurring villain of the season.
Yeah.
His thorn in his side.
I have so many thoughts on this first episode.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to discuss this.
Papa Frida says, say something, guys. It must be pretty jarring when you first come into the stream, like,
So
what is
watch along.
happening? Yeah.
What is going on, Papa Frida? We're watching the first episode of Mandalorian, season 3. How you doing? You two are geeking out, so I love it. It's so hard. We love it. Yeah. We're about to geek out harder when the episode ends and we actually talk about it. Papa says, "Oh, I'm about to watch." Who's this medical droid? Oh shit!
Just getting real.
She's in a palace all by herself, like a psychopath, on a throne of one. Oh, throne for one. That's funny. Hell yeah, Papa, do it.
Mm.
Oof.
I bathe in the waters and hocus.
He's just better than her in every way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. She believes in the curse, but
Yeah.
she doesn't believe in superstition. Huh. Oh wow, that's it. That's where it ends.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I love that episode.
Okay. So you ready to get into it or
Yes. Obviously, there's no end credit scene, right?
actually that's what I was checking right now.
There shouldn't be anything like that, right?
No, there isn't. All right.
Okay. So let's get into this episode, guys. There we have it. Season 3, episode 1 of The Mandalorian. Down the hatch.
Right.
I'm going to start off by saying I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was not bored one moment. And I
No, I
thought
wasn't
everything
bored at all, and it
good.
was just as good the second time around. I'm going to say this, man. This might be one of the best ways I've seen a series start with an episode 1 because it really did set up a bunch of stuff in a condensed amount of time, man. It was absolutely amazing. You know, you're going to have conflict with the pirates. You got the side quest for the droid to come back to life. Obviously, Carl Weathers is about to get smoke from the Pirate King, right? Then you got Mando going to meet Boca. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Great.
I think it's interesting that Mando remembered to stop off and visit all his friends before he went on his journey.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what you call good journey writing.
Yes.
It's like the journey involves places that aren't that desert planet, right?
Right.
And other connections and stuff like that. This is the way, folks. This is the way.
This is the way. Lanio says, as a non-parent, I was so raised my child like Grogu.
Absolutely. Amen. Amen.
Dude, I'm Hearthstone. I'm not watching this right now. I'm Hearthstone.
Hearthstone?
I think she wants the dark saber back. Of course, yes, RM. I still think she's very friendly, but I think she's scamming and she's going to wait till he's weak and then attack him or rip him off. I think Bo-Katan is absolutely plotting to get the Darksaber back at any cost.
100%. She's she's having a, what is this guy's name? What was the little scary fella's name from Lord of the Rings? What is the little?
Oh, was it Wormtongue? No.
No. The guy, the only person is my precious. What was this?
Oh, Gollum.
Gollum. She is golluming over the freaking over the dark saber.
Oh,
She's
heartbreak.
sitting in a palace by herself,
being bitter, sitting on a throne, just being bitter, being like, I used to be the queen, and now I'm a joke. I remember since she's a bitter Betty. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. So what'd you like, man? What'd you dig? What'd you enjoy? What'd you see?
So here's what it is. The best parts about Star Wars, when you do something like a show or something,
Right.
is you do a deep dive into lore.
Right.
And just showing that ceremony in the beginning of the Mandalorians. Let's face it, we're here to see Mandalorians. We're like getting to see more of them and what it's about.
Right.
Anyone who loves Mandalorians or like warrior characters like Klingons or something is gonna love all that.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah,
The
that
rite
was
of passage, absolutely dope.
rite of passage for a young warrior taking up the arms. It's freaking great. And you're right. Like I'm the idiot who's like he should have lied this whole time. And then you're like, he's an honorable man. I'm like, that's why I like him.
Yeah,
He's like an honorable man.
he stands juxtaposed to like all the other BS and moral ambiguity we face on a day to day. There's the way. And that's the way he's going. I thought that opening scene was amazing, man. I was really surprised to hear you say people thought this episode was boring. I'm like, there was nothing but action or great dialogue the whole time. And again, shout out to mother freaking Carl Weathers. Who knew that guy had that type of acting range? Not me.
I'm glad to see him. He's still got it. He's still a man's man.
Yeah.
Even though he's like old and stuff like that. Yeah. I like that they show that even though he's a pampered magistrate, he still has like the inner cowboy dirtbag in him.
Exactly. Absolutely, man. Anything else that jumps out to you?
Well, okay. So I think it's like stupid. Like I said, I hate resurrections. I like that the IG-88 or is he IG-11? Whatever the robot is. I like that he sacrificed himself for them. They don't need to bring him back.
You know what though? If this was like them circling home, riding home like bringing it all back in, I could see why they're bringing him back, man. Because it would be nice to have another character to kind of break up just the interactions between Grogu and Jin, and I think it'd bring in another layer of another dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it'd be cool to see that. Because that's the one thing we're not going to have, right? So they had to shuffle. We're not going to see Gina Carano in this show. So there goes that character bond, right? Bill Burr, who knows if they're going to invite him back. And I actually really enjoy this character. So I think they need someone there on the journey.
I really was hoping that I still think they could do Rangers of the New Republic. And I think that after Kennedy's gone, I do actually think they could like get Cara Dune back. And I would love it to be a Cara Dune and Bill Burr show.
I mean, I love Bill Burr's character, man.
He's amazing. Oh my god.
Very good.
But hey, did you notice that Johnny Favs wrote it? Not that she's dead, not that she's missing. She has a very clear future, which means he left the door open for her to come back. Which means I think he purposely did that because he wants her at some point, or still envisions maybe a world where she could come back.
Yeah, that's definitely something I could see too. Also, just respecting the character, like, hey, we don't have to dishonor her because of outside controversies, right? Too many people are willing to do that to characters. They'll take out the shenanigans of the actor or the writer on the character. I'm like, no, man, she's an honorable person. She refound honor and she went to go do an honorable thing. You know, nobody wants to hear a skit.
And I gotta say, even though I don't like James Gunn, or anything about him, I will say I thought it was pretty cool when Zach Levy said, he said like some anti-vax statement or something. And people said, what are you going to do now, James Gunn? And James Gunn said, I'm not going to change my business plans just because an actor says something I don't agree with.
Oof.
And he ignored it. And that's how bosses should be.
Wait, is this something recent? Did I miss something? Was Shazam getting friggin' spicy out there?
So here's the thing. I totally didn't even know this. So this is interesting. Zachary Levi, because of his last name, I assumed he was Jewish.
Whoa.
It turns out that's a fake name. He's actually like a hardcore Southern Baptist.
Really?
Yes, he is. And he doesn't believe in vaccines.
Oh, okay.
Because of like religious reasons. And so he made a statement on Twitter about like the vaccines are fake and evil and bad or something. And everyone was on his ass. And they said, let's cancel him. And they asked James Gunn on Twitter, they're like, what are you going to do? Your man doesn't believe in vaccines. And he just said, just because an actor says something I don't agree doesn't mean I'm going to change plans. What do you want me to do? and he's just going to ignore it.
When did this happen, though? Was this recent or
Like a month ago? Maybe a month ago.
Okay, I missed that one completely. How the hell did we not freaking talk about?
Yeah, we do because because he's Zach Levy and he plays Shazam. He's easy to ignore, right? RM says his real name is Zachary Pug.
Oh my goodness, that's an amazing stage name for the hub.
But it's so funny that he created a fake Jewish name to like to make it in Hollywood. That's like
wow, bro, that is next level. Like, I'm gonna get me some of that.
Laney says, "Well, I agree. Some vaccines are bullshit." Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna. I am triple boosted, or I don't know what it is. I've had 3 shots. I'm not gonna get any more, but I will say, like, I don't judge anyone for either opinion.
Nah, listen, Shazam can say whatever he wants because apparently no one's listening. I can't believe
he's not important enough to get.
Wait, so let me ask you a question. In hyperspace, right? The whales. You know, the first thing that stood out to me, man, was I was like, oh snap! Obviously, we're not going to see Ezra on one of those things like riding its back.
Wouldn't it be funny if Ezra comes in? He's like, "Hey guys, I've been going through time. Woo! I'm hanging out with Ahsoka. Cowabunga! My blaster is a lightsaber at the same time." My Sith ride their lightsabers like they're helicopters.
Why do you have such hate for that?
I just listed off the reasons, bro.
I think we got some of the best Darth Maul that we ever got during that show.
I agree with that, but there was just some silly childish stuff that like kept me from loving.
What, you don't believe that there's a warrior race of cat-like people?
No, like I said, like when the brothers and sisters would use it like a helicopter, I'm like, what is going on here?
You know what? I think when I was playing Jedi Fallen Order, I don't think I saw them do that once.
In like, Jedi, I don't think they did. I think they stopped it because I think people think it's stupid. But in the cartoon and Rebels, the first episode, not maybe the first episode, but like when people are like, you need to get back, Darth Maul's in it, all this stuff is happening. I turned it in, and the guy like jumps off and he takes his double lightsaber and he spins it, and he's flying around, and I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah, but that guy fell to his death
at some point. Yeah, yeah, I respect certain parts of Rebels. I don't really love it as a full thing, but I do think that the fact that he saw the creature, I think it's foreshadowing that like they're going to come back into the story. Maybe not necessarily a fight, but maybe they'll use it to their advantage at some point.
Yeah, it could definitely be that. And then there's the low-hanging fruit that this is also setting up what most people have been reporting on, that the big bad for this phase of this universe in Star Wars is going to be Blue Man. What's his name?
Oh, yes. Like Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah, Thrawn. Yeah, so I think it's foreshadowing all that stuff coming together. Obviously, there could be room for the creatures to do something in this season, but I really do think they put that in there intentionally to let you know we're heading somewhere with this shit.
Another thing, I gotta say, I absolutely love that they put in the Babu Fricks or whatever, and it's so cool that like. And this is what my point with you before, like you were saying that you're like, we just need to ignore the sequels. I believe Johnny Favs respects all Star Wars, and I like that he references all of it. He references like Clone Wars, but he references like the future.
Hold on for a second. There's a difference between referencing things that are good in something, right, and just saying, oh, that's great, until he references, by the way, yeah, Sidious, he shot down all of those things. We've never seen such power in Star Wars or even Legends. For
I know. It was totally ridiculous. Each ship has a Star Destroyer in it. Like, what the the hell are these people smoking?
He raised them out of the crust of the
With
moon.
his mind powers. Yeah, I mean, it did get silly there. However, he respects some of it. Like, he's already referenced Snoke.
Yeah,
But I
because
do.
Snoke had potential. Let's go back to when we thought Snoke was going to be like some big bad from the unknown zone or whatever they call it. But no, I dig what you're saying, man. Those little guys were cute. I really wanted Grogu to murder one of them. Like I did.
There's still time because obviously they're gonna have to go back for the robot, which means they'll be back. This isn't the last of the Babu freaks that we've seen.
It sounds like the best fraternity ever. Legend Bottle Freak. We're getting it in this year.
And then I even like the seaweed monster, aka the Pirate King. Like, he looked like he was just a dude tangled in seaweed.
He looked like the USA Swamp Thing. When that guy came up, I was like, holy shit.
Like, it's like when Swamp Thing was like on HBO, and then it's like it moved to CW, and then that's what he looked like CW one. When the budget was slashed.
Do you remember the Swamp Thing on the USA Network? You
you mean the original one?
Yes.
I vaguely remember, just like I vaguely remember the original Flash.
Oh yeah, I remember that shit, man. I remember the old school Thor versus Hulk. Remember that?
To be honest, I don't have memories of it, but I've seen it all. I've seen people reference the picture all the time.
Oh man, I was pumped. He met the Daredevil. But anyway, back to Star Wars, man. Were there any negatives in the episode for you besides them trying to resurrect the droid? Sorry.
So let's rehash. They show the coming of age ritual of Mandalorians.
Right.
Then they fight a giant sea serpent alligator mutant freak, which is an epic battle. We get great shots of these guys using their jetpacks, blowing shit up. Right?
Yes. Yep. You're on point.
We have him go revisit Grief Karga. Grief Karga's become cashed in on his being like a profiteer, and he's wearing pimped out clothes. He's the high magistrate.
Yeah, and he's taking a moral stance away from like
all these criminals that used to be his boys that he used to deal with. We get to see them have a shootout in an alley like a cowboy movie. We then get to later on like jet fighting. Oh, we got Babu freaks being cute and crazy and shit. We've got a starfighter battle through an asteroid field.
Amazing scene.
Amazing scene. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch this episode multiple times. Then we have him like get away. We foreshadowed this new, like I said, the seaweed monster. He visits. I thought this was going to be down the line, but he visits for this episode. Bitter bo-katan, just watching her alone in that palace. Beautiful scene, beautiful setup.
Yes.
We all know she's coming for him.
Yes.
This was an amazing episode.
I can't think of anything that made me roll my eyes in this episode. I definitely could easily give this a 9 out of 10. And the only reason I'm not giving it a 10 is because, it's the first episode. I don't want to be the guy on record, but this was a great start. This was a great start for me personally.
An amazing start. I'm so into this right now.
Bro, so I got to ask you, do we dare look at what YouTuber X had to say, or
do you want to do it?
Let's do it.
I bet she's a real bitch about it. We can even share our screen this time.
Real quick. I'm gonna go. I'll be right back.
Okay. And so, guys, you guys were wondering, you're like, well, will you share your screen? Or we're gonna share our screen to this episode. We're gonna see what that devil woman has to say about it. I wish more of you were able to watch along with my watch along. But this is the type of stream that people do. And I'm hoping to have more of these. These are actually a lot of fun. It's fun to watch with people, and hopefully we can get more people on a panel next time for more episodes, and we just do watch alongs. It's really a good time. Shellin says, "Oh Lord, laugh out loud." I know, right? You gotta admit, it's fun though.
Yeah, I made it back. Okay. Did I miss it?
No. Yeah. Her voice. Her voice.
Don't forget to turn. Oh my goodness! Turn your monitor back on so we can hear the audio.
I was about to fuck that up. And then what we got is weird guns. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Oh wait, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't enlarge it.
Just like that, we're back to the one that started it all. That's right. The Mandalorian was the very first major Disney Plus show. Remember that? It seems like forever ago, but it was actually just a couple of years. But that's because they've released just so much content since then. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. I wonder if it'll feel the same when Loki returns later this year. But when it comes to Star Wars content, Andor is a lot more sophisticated than this show, but has a much smaller audience. And this is almost the exact same thing as The Bad Batch. But The Bad Batch is animated, so it also has a much smaller
wish I could just
audience.
skip
There
her
is
verdict.
just something special about The Mandalorian. And I do
No,
believe,
it's all a part of it.
to be fair,
Who is this?
I think Pedro Pascal.
Obviously, we're
But
not
you can
sitting
see
to her.
when he's really been allowed to let loose on The Last of Us, that's what's finally catapulted him to star status. But yeah, this is a fantastic show. It's off to a little bit of a slow start, but don't worry. In case you didn't see my tweets earlier this evening, at the very last minute, to coincide with the premiere, which was also at the very last minute, Disney sent out the first 2 episodes to press of The Mandalorian season 3, which I have now watched.
She's dope.
And now you've also watched episode 1, so I'm one ahead of you. Don't worry. I took your comments to heart. I am extremely careful. There are no spoilers, even things that you might think are spoilers, because sometimes you guys think things are spoilers when they actually aren't.
Faking a
Don't worry,
mid-Atlantic accent.
there's nothing like that for episode 2.
What'd you say?
She was a character in an old-timey movie. I think very possible.
They really should have released both of them.
She lives in
as
it
well.
perpetually in an
a much stronger
old-timey.
start out of the gate, because it sucks for me to have to tell you, oh, wait until next week, and you're like, why should I have to wait until next week? Well, you do. But anyway, episode 1.
You're right. What is
the short runtime? It's a little underwhelming. I don't think it will be after we go over it. You'll be like, oh wow, there's a lot here actually. But it's a little underwhelming. But episode 2 definitely makes up for it. I mean, wow, it's really thrilling, chock full of story, and it has a 42-minute runtime. Thank you very much. These numbers do include end credits.
This
pretty quick
episode was like 35, but it was amazing.
I don't think they have all the dubs, all the dub voices on the press screener. So, that's a pretty good chunk of time.
How did you ever like her? So basically, like here's what it is. She is a numbers person, and she's really good at reporting numbers. Like she investigates all these numbers, like box office numbers and all. She has a show, like our segment on her channel called Movie Math. And if you really want to know like the truth about, for the most part, when she's not pitching Marvel shill propaganda or whatever, she will actually give you real numbers on things. Like she'll research box office openings for movies a decade ago to reference them in the new one. And she really is good at like analyzing things. The problem is the catastrophe here is her rank personality. And so if you can get over the personality, which sometimes we kind of like force ourselves to, but if you could get over the personality thing, she's very useful. She's very useful. She does, like, I would say she's very good at like 70% of her job. And I think I lost Steve. I don't know where Steve is.
No, I was just about to say that was an amazing breakdown.
I watched it because again, there's so much story and action jam-packed into episode 2. So next Wednesday, you don't have to, because there's even though it's so great, there isn't like one word that I think would pop out and trend on Twitter. So I think you'd be okay, but you should try and watch episode 2 as quickly as possible anyway, just so you can bask in its awesomeness. And I think, so you can have, so just to make sure nothing is spoiled for you. Episode 2, Again, no spoilers, but that's an episode you want to watch when it drops or as soon as possible. It's worth watching in the morning before you get on social media. All right, let's talk about episode 1.
Ugh,
My
why
little
did he
baby
hit the
Yoda's
high
all
note?
grown up, moving around on his own, taking snacks, waving goodbye, and gurgling.
That's all she
That's
got
right.
from the episode.
Grogu was clearly on the verge of speaking, and I bet he speaks by the end of this season, if not sooner. Place your bets. When will Grogu speak? And I wonder what he'll say.
Everything
By
about
the
her
way,
reads.
Pedro
See you
Pascal,
next
I don't know if you saw
Tuesday.
this, but he was on
Simply.
Graham Norton last week promoting season 3. And when Graham Norton called Grogu Baby Yoda, Pedro Pascal just instinctively, automatically in response also said Baby Yoda. But then Pedro Pascal freaked out. And Graham Norton was like, what's wrong with saying Baby Yoda? And Pedro Pascal, still freaking out, was like, I'm just following the rules, man. So considering how much Pedro Pascal freaked out, like genuine panic, and that cloning was a part of season 1, a big part of the Rise of Skywalker, has returned with a vengeance in the current season of The Bad Batch, my guess, I have not heard this, this is my guess, I think it's a very educated guess though, and continues to be even more educated, that Grogu is a clone of Yoda, and therefore technically is a baby Yoda. But evolved, right? Because here we see that Grogu is being trained in the ways of the Mandalorian. So he's really becoming a Jedi Mando hybrid. Can't wait to see that when it finally comes
honestly,
to
they should
fruition.
make a
That's
movie
gonna
of
be
that.
pretty amazing.
They should jump 200 years in the future, and it should be like
2 warring tribes,
like a
coming
young
together,
man
the
Yoda.
Jedi and the Mandalorians, who as
I
of
would be
late
into it.
haven't really been
Who's a
getting along
Mando, but he's
together.
also a
you know,
Jedi.
Grogu's gonna bring
I
those
agree
two
with
crazy
this
kids
this
together.
long-going
Speaking
theory
of
about
bringing
the
crazy
fusion
kids
of
together,
the Jedi
Grogu-
and Mando way. I think it'd be interesting considering that's where it started. There's some people who are so opposed to this happening. They're like, it doesn't make sense. How could Grogu be a good representative of both these things? And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's a freaking story. I think they can write it and make it, it's an obvious thing to do. I think it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because I mean, Jedi's already a lot of Jedi's already live by Warrior's Code as it is, like Mace Windu and stuff like that. So that would make sense. And then obviously he's being raised by a Mando, right?
Yeah.
I think it would be amazing. RM says he didn't freak out; he was joking around.
Yeah. No, RM. She has it on good authority because she's a body language specialist. I'm sorry.
She always adds drama to stuff. She makes it more dramatic.
Bo-katan and Din Djarin represent opposing Mandalorian clans. And who helped Mando get over his pain? Grogu. Maybe the little guy can do the same for Bo-Katan. And really, Bo-Katan and Din Djarin are a lot alike, haunted by a dead planet, Mandalore. Oh, that's so poetic. I love it.
It is super
haunted
poetic.
by a dead planet, Mandalore. It sounds like, I forget the name. The mansion from Rebecca, right? And they talk about that.
Do you guys see Rebecca?
No, I've never seen that.
Oh yeah.
I'll say she knows her stuff, man. Like she is a library, an encyclopedia of old timey movies and old cinema.
So during the beginning of the pandemic, I was a huge Grace Randolph fan, and she gave lists of old movies people might want to watch. And it was the pandemic, so I had nothing to do but watch. Right. And one of them I saw was the original Rebecca, and it was good. She actually don't tell Evan. She put me on to more black and white movies that were good than Evan ever has.
I love how you said don't.
And we're live right now. For all we know, he's watching right now.
Okay, I can dig it.
I'm trying not to hate her, but like really. Manderley is the mansion in Rebecca, yes. And by the way, Netflix made a remake of Rebecca, and it was horrible.
Great Alfred Hitchcock film, which I think is only actually available on YouTube from an illegal upload. But anyway, so yes, haunted by a dead planet, Mandalore. Although maybe it's not so dead. It better not be, because it's Mando's only ticket back into his clan, which I gotta tell you, seems more like a cult. Forget a clan, it's a cult. And if his adopted son, by the way, son/apprentice Grogu doesn't wear a helmet, yet is still being trained in their ways, how is that not also a violation? Which also keeps Din Djarin from being a part of the group.
Okay, so I want to make a defense for cults.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, I understand why she's like, it's a cult. It's a cult. Basically, normies are very scared of cults. Right? But the truth is, our personal families and tribes are like cults themselves. We all have our own traditions, our own ways, our own philosophies on things. The
Okay.
truth of the matter is, the only honorable man is a man who defends his people.
Okay.
And so these guys, whether they're a cult or not, whether they get mainstream authority, the authority to do what they're doing or not, they saved his ass from killer robots during the
That's
Clone.
true. They did. They saved them from genocide.
And
sure.
he grew up with their ways, and he's defending them. And
Did they even save them? It was Night Watch. We're Night Watch.
Death Watch.
Death Watch. Yeah. Death
No,
Watch.
these guys are Death Watch now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, the Death Watch guys saved him, and so he's just paying back his people. He's watching out for his people. So I don't think he's wrong or stupid for doing that.
No. I think, and that's an obvious thing that they're obviously trying to do, is show you that it's very tradition bound. And I agree with you. A lot of things that are new to you will come off cultish, but no way in my shape or form. I think cults give themselves a bad name. Not necessarily the commentary from the world, like true cults.
RM says Mantis loves cults.
He's primed to be in a cult, man. I'm telling you.
You need to be a cult leader, don't you?
You already got the black sleeve shirt on. You gotta self-actualize.
Lady says she gives nerd chicks a bad name. Look at that hair. Yes, she's known to have like psychotic hair.
You know what's crazy, Lainey, is she talks about the makeup and the appearance of actresses and actors alike. Never mind.
Oh, she really is. She makes comments. She's like, I can't believe she left the house with that hair. Look at that. Look at that blouse. And she actually always attacks women a lot. She loves to attack women. Feminism. But also another thing is to defend my man Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda didn't take the creed because he's too young to take the creed.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's the equivalent of like a 3-year-old. He's not taking no creed, so he doesn't have to put on a helmet.
Din Djarin has gone so rogue at this point. I mean, he's like barely Mandalorian. I guess that's why. I mean, he's like, hey,
he's the most Mandalorian,
thing, right? I'm not sure why it is so important for him to be like back into this group. I'm like, are you going to stick around? I mean, they don't seem like they're having a lot of fun. And he took his helmet off more than once, by the way. Who narked on him? He narked on himself. It's like, are you a god? Did you take off your helmet? Heck no. It's a very interesting plot point, which seems to be there for other reasons. But who cares? This is the way. And also, having Din Djarin have his helmet on all the time lessens the similarities with The Last of Us, also starring Pedro Pascal in a very similar role that is airing simultaneously.
I do agree with that.
Where he's getting paid a heck of a lot.
It's good
more.
that in one he has the helmet on.
A lot more of attention for it than he ever did for The Mandalorian. I don't think it's ideal for these two shows to air at the same time. How did you feel if you're watching The Last of Us? Every time, Din Djarin spoke, I was like, Joel, what are you doing in space in this crazy getup?
That is not what anyone thinks.
There's some very funny memes about Grogu versus Ellie. That's great. I love that.
He's the Mandalorian first,
but
and
Disney
he's Joel.
Plus just couldn't wait anymore to drop new content. I heard the Secret Invasion isn't likely coming until May, and this is their first Star Wars or Marvel show since She-Hulk and Andor. Both of which didn't particularly connect with audiences.
I gotta say, I'm annoyed with her immensely, but I think that this, like the way they set up right now, this is gonna be an amazing season.
Yeah, no, I'm already bought all the way in, but I will give her credit because she says episode 2 is gonna be amazing, which means it's gonna burn and rot in hell. No,
it means that there's gonna be a lot of action because that's the only thing she responds to.
Oh shit. Fairweather Star Wars fan. I'm a Fairweather Star Wars fan. I'm jumping off ship the first time. No, I already jumped ship. What am I talking about?
You are not a Fairweather Star Wars fan because you're the one who defends Rebels to me.
I don't defend Rebels. I'm just trying to understand. There are episodes of Clone Wars where I'm like, who thought this was good? Yeah, I think Rebels had some decent moments, man.
I admit, Clone Wars. I think Clone Wars is more consistently good. But it's true. Sometimes they have episodes that are so childish. I'm like, I am stupider for having watched this half an hour of television.
Bro, and let's not all forget that moment when we realized Darth Maul was still alive. Some part of you was like, oh, this is really cool. And another part of you was like, oh, it's going to end really, really bad. Like this could be the undoing of this show.
There's two rebel. There's he's still alive in Clone Wars, which is like a totally different animal. And then he's still alive in Rebels. But I do like the way Ezra meets him, and he just seems like a hermit, and he's like, "Hello, child," and we're like, we know who he is,
Yeah.
and we're like, "Don't talk to that pervert." That was done. I admit that was done well.
I guess we don't have to watch your whole thing. Well, unless you want to get to the meat of it, or
Yeah, let's see. Does she have like a summation? Let's see
that's
what
the perfect face. She looks like Jessica Chastain. That's the thing that like cracks me up. They could be cousins or something.
maybe they are, and maybe they have like
That's
a
it.
I believe this is the first time Star Wars has actually ever visited this planet, which is a mix of the coast of England, Ireland, and Vader's fortress. But this is a castle, thank you very much. And Bo-Katan is feeling very Daenerys with no kingdom and no one left to bend the knee. Yes, without the dark saber, when she's like, "You still got that thing?" He's like, "Yeah, it's right here. I'm not even using it, Bo-Katan. I'm not even
That is
using
funny.
it."
That is funny. He's like, "Oh, this old thing?
I hate you, Din Djarin.
I use
So
it to
anyway,
open cans."
without the dark saber, she lost all of her armies, just as she feared. They've gone off to be mercenaries, pirates. I'm like, there's actually not that big of a difference between you guys, is there? So why can't you guys all just get along? And her dreams
No,
of
there's a
bringing
huge difference.
Mandalore back to life are dead. That's okay. Mando doesn't care. He just needs some direction to the mind so he can take.
Okay, so the difference between a mercenary and a pirate, right?
Okay.
Pirates illegally rob other ships,
Mhm.
either in space or on the high seas, where
Okay.
people are far from from being able to get help. They often murder and kill their
Yeah.
cutthroats.
Yeah.
Mercenaries take money to do military operations, and a lot of those operations are fair and just. Like, for
And
instance, in the Ukraine.
yeah, and then some of them are. So you said you need some extra hands for genocide.
Yeah, some of them do that. They're not as bad as pirates. Pirates are dirty. Piracy is disgusting. Mercenary is clean, hard work.
I think that you think mercenaries have like white shirts on with ties and black
Yeah.
glasses. Like,
We're mercenaries. It's just trust me, it's cleaner. It's cleaner.
okay, yeah, okay.
Baptismal dip. And Bo-Katan is all too happy to point him in the right direction so she can go back to being alone and miserable just with her droid. End scene. All right, so that's episode 1 of season 3. See, a lot happened. Actually, a lot happened. And just you
Why
wait
is she
until
trying to
next
convince
week.
us? She doesn't know that it was...
Try to watch that as soon as possible. We're going to have so much fun talking about that. I jumped several times watching next week's episode. And what do you do?
Stop bragging. She always does these little brags, which is like, I'm in the press.
Do you see the parallels between Bo-Katan and Din Djarin? Should he have taken Karga up on his offer? And how long do you think it'll be before Grogu speaks? And what do you think of having that kid be, already being vacuum sealed? Share your thoughts down below. Subscribe today. And of course, as always, you can check out some more videos right now.
This is stuck in the yellow room.
So that is what our nemesis thinks about the show. Once again, horrible takes. She was funny on a couple of things, but like ultimate fail for that video. I honestly think that this season is going to be utterly amazing. I agree with you. I give it a 9. This episode.
Yeah, it was damn near perfect.
I'm gonna review the shit out of this season, and I think it's gonna go to all sorts of wonderful places.
Yeah, I had a great time. I will admit, the first watching, because I was in such a weird place, in between waking up at 6 a.m. and then everyone leaving at 8. I was like, I like that, but that's why I didn't mention it today. But watching it again this second time, I was like, this really is a great episode. I'd be interested to hear what the chat thought when they finish it, or if they've already finished it. I thought it was a great up. It completely, this is a bold statement, it completely washed the bad taste out of my mouth from Ant-Man. Like, I was still reeling. And I was going to talk to you about this, man. I texted someone who had just came out of the theater seeing Ant-Man. I was like, what'd you think? And they were like, this is a person that grew up reading comics and was an illustrator. And he was like, I loved it, man. I thought it was great. And I was like, is there something wrong with us? Is there something wrong with you and me?
Wait,
like,
do I know this person?
Yeah, you do. This is a person that's worked in the industry, and then just like they're like, I loved it. I was like, oh man.
Or maybe they took the Marvel shill pill.
Or is it that we're dead on the inside?
We're not dead because a lot of people hate that movie.
What if it's like the leftovers or the friggin' the rapture. What if we're people watching Ant-Man and having these great moments and they're like loving on each other and we're just standing outside, boo, that shit sucks. Maybe we're the problem.
You need sleep. You've had a long day, son. I'm not the problem. I'm the solution. RM says I pre-watched this episode too, and I loved it both times. There
It's
you go.
amazing. It's
I
amazing.
actually can't wait to watch it again when I'm off air. This has been such a good time.
Great time.
And actually, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, my latest YouTube video is an anti Ant-Man rant.
Great
I would love for you all to check it out. Please check out my YouTube channel right now because I got one. It's called Ant-Man Quantumania, a rant, and please just enjoy it. It starts out slow, but I really crank it up at the end there.
Yeah, you do. You fully jumped out the window on that. Hey man, thanks for having me up. Great time tonight.
It's great, man. No, I love this. You know, I'm about to get very, very soft right now.
Oh boy. Pause.
We are streaming buddies. We go back like basically Fanboy Modeling School predates pretty much every project I've ever had, other than Voice of the Fat Mantis. I think we started our channels around the same time.
Right.
And it has been an amazing journey, us being streamers and content creators together.
Yeah.
So I would like to do this with no one other than you, brother.
Oh man, that really warms my heart. Is someone gonna come through that door and fucking shoot me? And that's why I murdered him. No, man, it has been a great journey. I'm having a great time, man. To many more episodes back and forth across the aisle. I will say this though, man. Episode 2 better live up to the hype that's already buzzing from it. Like,
or watch. This is an episode where Mando sits down and writes a poem for like 30 minutes. Maybe that's what she said.
I don't agree with her take. I understand. Yeah, it's good to have Mando have his helmet on. And it differentiates between what's going on with The Last of Us. But bro, I know him from this, right? And The Last of Us is a great show, but it's not this, man.
It's not nearly as good as this. No way. Real quick before we end this, I know this is Star Wars or whatever, but do you have any thoughts about what Bella Ramsey, the actress who plays Ellie, said?
Oh, what did she say that he likes her?
She pulled this happens, and I don't know why anyone does this. She pulled the she said, yeah, there's gay stuff in our show. We're gonna keep doing it, and if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. And I honestly think those are magic words to destroy your franchise.
Yes, 100%.
Everyone who's ever said, if you don't like it, you don't have to read my comic. You don't have to go to my movie. You don't have to watch my show. They all live to forget it.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I guess so. But this might be the thing that proves that point wrong, man. People are loving this show. They're loving this show. And I think it goes a long way to say if something's in the source material, it's a lot of stuff, things people will overlook,
So I never played or even did watch-alongs for the the what is it, Left Behind Ellie story. So I don't know about her and Riley. I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
Was the last episode not like the video game?
I'm not up on it. I literally just said I need to get back into it, but I haven't heard a bunch of stuff. I haven't heard a bunch of bad stuff. Actually, I haven't watched a lot of reviews. I see Tyrone Magnus reviews go up, and if it's not something he's negatively saying, because he's playing the game actively, so he's going back and forth to compare it. So I'll get into those tonight. It's kind of heavy. That's another reason why I prefer the Mandalorian right now. Right, I need something to inspire me to believe in good.
Yes. So the Mandalorian is actually dark. It's definitely the dark side of Star Wars, but there are still at least heroic moments and good moments where you're like,
absolutely,
oh, he did the right thing. Oh, they survived it, and so it's good. And you're right. This is the problem. This was the problem with Walking Dead. If every episode is depressing, what the fuck is the goddamn point other than making me drink?
Bro, I gotta give a shout out to Walking Dead, man. Did you ever watch the companion show that came on directly after it, Talking Dead?
Oh, a couple, and then I got sick of it. I'm like, you're spending an hour to talk about a show that was an hour. It's crazy.
It's crazy. I would watch that and see all those people live, and they're like hugging on each other, and they're like, "Oh my god, they bashed his head in with a bat." I'm like, go home. Go home.
Yo, they would really analyze it and talk about it, and I was like, "There's literally a talk show dedicated to a drama series about zombies."
Oh,
Stupid
man.
as fuck.
Stupid as fuck.
Rebecca says, "Oh, I think she heard me talking to you about our streaming career. It was
Yes.
very much like the DLC.
DLC.
I thought that I was about to read that as dick. The episode was so it was super sad.
What, this Last of
The
Us?
last one was like super sad.
Uh-huh.
And I had never played because that's from the DLC Left Behind, and I
Mhm.
never saw it or played it. So I didn't.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So I didn't know how to compare it. But in the episode was sad.
So I keep hearing this little thing buzzing around. I think maybe you referenced it too, that there are people upset that all the black people are dying on The Last of Us.
Yeah, so somebody wrote the article I read was a counter article to it. I just saw it on something, and I love how they said, so apparently The Last of Us is racist because we can't fucking enjoy anything that's cool anymore. There was a guy shitting on the article who originally said it was racist. And the original guy was like saying, he's just like, the minorities suffer way worse, particularly the black people. The black people are suffering way worse in the apocalypse than the whites. And it's a zombie show, yo. How are you going to analyze it that way?
Infected, you heretic. I keep correcting you. These people are infected.
They're mushroom infected fools. Everyone's a zombie. Dracula's a zombie. Megatron is a zombie. Magneto is a zombie. They're all fucking zombies. They're all the same shit, man.
This is a gluten. That's a gluten.
Yeah, exactly. Lainey says, this is the way. It is the way.
It is the way.
Y'all hating The Talking Dead? The Talking Dead was entertaining. What?
No, it wasn't.
I bet you Bex has a thing for that white boy. Who was the white boy on it? You know who ran it?
The host.
I bet you that's Bex's man right there. I bet you, Bex. I know you.
Set me free, man.
I will say before we go, I will say Talking Dead. Did you see the episode where Marilyn Manson came on and him and the host got into beef?
No. I try to actively avoid Marilyn Manson nowadays. I used to think he was like very intelligent and had some interesting takes, but now when I see his face, I almost repulse in horror. I'm like, what's he gonna say this time?
Well, he's ugly as fuck, but
Bex says,
Bex says insulting. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult. I was teasing you. Because I don't know why anyone would like that show. But Marilyn Manson came on and he kept interrupting the other guests with like stupid jokes that wouldn't land. You know what's
Marilyn Manson was? Yeah, he's not known for being funny.
And he was like, blah, 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 blah. And he would say, the only thing that he had a theory that I really liked. But other than that, most of it was garbage. And then toward the end of it, the host, that white boy that I'm talking about, got combative with him and would cut him off and would do disses toward him. And it was going back and forth on the show. It was like, damn.
Oh, shit. I gotta check that out. I see that.
But any final thoughts on Mandalorian? Now let me get back to
Can't wait to see season 2, episode 2, man. This is indeed the way, and it was a great way to start this off, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm 1,000% behind this. I give this a 9. Everyone needs to see this. This was amazing. There wasn't anything slow about it. I love it. Way better than Last of Us. Blammo. Yes. Thank you for stopping in to Rogue Planet. Thank you, Steve, for being my guest. Thank you. Always a pleasure. Thank you for everyone who's in chat. Thank you for making everything amazing and fun. Remember to keep tuning in to Voice of the Fat Mantis, particularly Rogue Planet every Wednesday night, where we get into nerd analysis, news, reviews, and interviews. Yeah. Hold up. Would you like to do any shout outs or plugs?
Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. on Spoon, Pillow Talk with the Princess Bex. Make sure you tune in, and I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, and for me on Friday, my next actual stream is Friday, which I'll be having Rogue Radio. We're doing Conspiracy Hour that night, so it's going to be fun. We're probably going to go on at 10 p.m., and that should be a good time. But until next time, ciao for motherfucking now.
Ciao.
Friends, don't let friends watch great.